everybody, today I'm going to talk about books that I want to read before the end of the year. So basically that is going to be a December TBR because this year only has December left in it. Only a couple of more weeks until we reach 2020, a new year and a new decade. And very cliche I know, but this year has gone by so fast and there are still so many books that I want to read before the year is over. So I made a selection and today I want to share those books with you guys and tell you all about the books that I still want to read before 2019 is over. So yeah, all the books that I want to read in December. So let's just get started and then I'm going to tell you all about them. First of all, I have two books in the same series and that is the Mime Order and the Sun Rising by Samantha Shannon, book 2 and 3 in the Bone Season series. So I still want to read these before the year is over because this is part of the Boneathon readathon organized by Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. Last month I read the Bone Season, the first one, and I really enjoyed it, so I definitely want to continue with these books. And this series is all about a fantasy, sci-fi, sort of dystopian separate version of our world where some people are clairvoyant but it's illegal to be clairvoyant, and our main character Paige is a clairvoyant and she is very active in the sort of underground crime scene in London. So that's sort of the idea of this, and the readathon that Ashley is hosting had the idea that you read the Bone Season in October, the Mime Order in November and the Sun Rising in December. I'm a bit behind with that because I didn't read the Mime Order in November, but I hope that I can still make it up and read both of these books before the year is over. The Mime Order is quite big, but the Sun Rising is actually smaller than I had expected, so hopefully that will make it easier. And yeah, let's just cross my fingers that I can manage to read them both. And the next I have a book that I'm most definitely going to read before the year is over, no question about it, and that is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi, the second book in the Children of Blood and Bone series. So I can hear you wondering, how are you already holding up a copy of this book? It doesn't come out until December 3rd. Well, I just found it in a bookstore last weekend, just lying there. I was completely shocked, but I bought it immediately. So I already have this, so maybe I will even read this before December starts. Like when I'm filming this, it's still November, the end of November, and I want to pick it up basically now. So yeah, I'm definitely going to read it before the year is over. I really loved Children of Blood and Bone, which is an African-inspired fantasy series, and it's about this evil king and a girl who wants to bring magic back to the world. So yeah, you probably heard about it because it was very popular, and now the second book is out, or like it's not out, but I have it anyway. And yeah, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next. However, this second book is not nearly as big as the first one was. The first one was more than like 500 pages. This one seems like it's half the size. I think it's probably more than half, but it still feels like so much smaller. I do hope that it's very good though, and I cannot wait to start it and see what I'm going to think of it. It's going to be amazing. Next up, The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. The third and final book in the Cruel Prince series. I believe it's called Folk of the Air series, but I'm not completely sure. So I really want to finish this series before the year is over. So I need to read Queen of Nothing in December. This is the third book. It has just come out at the end of November. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. For me, this is very enjoyable YA fluff, cheesy and everything, you know. It's not the best book ever, but I just love it so much. So it's really nice to read a book like this, especially when December is going to be busy. You know, December is always a busy month, so I have a book that is not something that that requires a lot of focus and attention and that is very deep. Like for me, this is just such a fun read. At least I hope so. So I'm going to read it before the end of the year because I want to finish this book series before 2019 is over. Then the next one I also most definitely need to read before the year is over because it's Christmas themed, and it's the Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hann. This is a modern retelling of A Christmas Carol, and in this story the Scrooge is a 16-year-old LA spoiled rich girl, and she gets visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present and future, but she doesn't change her ways and she dies a little while later, and then in her afterlife she is recruited as the new ghost of Christmas past. This book is so cute, so fun, such a interesting Christmas retelling. I really loved it. I read it already last year, but with the audiobook. This year I'm going to read the physical book, and I need to read this before Christmas because it's Christmas themed and I just don't want to read this in like January or something. So this needs to be read before Christmas is over, or like it can be after Christmas but before New Year. Then another series that I also want to finish in 2019 is the Ink series, and I want to read Scar by Alice Broadway. So this is the final book in the Ink series, which is a YA series where there's a town where everybody has everything they do and have achieved tattooed or marked on their skin. People who don't have markings are called blanks and they are not to be trusted. So it's sort of your basic YA premise, but I do find it very original. First two books I really enjoyed and they were very fun and interesting to read, and they were also really easy to get through. So I hope the final one is also easy to get through, again because it's so busy in December. I need some easy reads to keep me going. I'm very curious to see how this series is going to end. I do have some suspicions, but yeah, it's just such a fun, interesting YA series, and again, I want to finish more series before the year's over, so reading this one will hopefully accomplish that. Then my next book is a bit of a wild card. I'm not sure if I'm going to read it, but I do want to have it as a sort of option, and that is Out of the Easy by Ruta Sepetys. I don't know much about it except that it takes place in New Orleans in the 1950s. And I do love Ruta Sepetys' other historical fiction books. And again, the other books by Ruta Sepetys were very easy to get through, so I hope this one will be as well. Again, to make my reading not too difficult during December. I want to read as much as possible, but also still have time and focus left to work on school and such. And again, yeah, I don't know much about the plot of this one. But hopefully it will be just as good as her other books, because I love those very much. And it's very interesting to see what I'm going to think of it. I also have a non-fiction book on this list, and that is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. And this is a sort of self-help book, and it's about your attitude and how some things don't really matter, and how your life can be happier when you don't care about certain things. It's sort of difficult to explain, I guess, but I really want to read it because I think this will be such a good book to sort of give yourself a good mentality for the rest of the year. Because, you know, with Christmas and the holidays, it can be very busy, it can be a lot to take in at once. And I think this book might be good to sort of help you keep you grounded, you know, and focus on what really matters and have a good time and just relax and enjoy yourself. I don't know, that maybe sounds a bit, I don't know, weird or something, but I just really want to read it because I think it will give me a great mindset for during the holidays and also for during the new year. And then the final book on my TBR is the Well Off Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the Mistborn trilogy, and I'm currently reading the first book, but I think I will finish that one relatively soon. So I would love to pick up the second book to continue with it and, you know, just keep momentum going with this series. Because it took me such a long time to read the first book, I don't want to wait too long with reading the second one. And also I think this is going to be my read for when it's actually Christmas. I'm on my Christmas break and everything is a lot more quiet and relaxed, and then I can completely focus on this one. So I'm saving this one for during Christmas, I guess. I hope that is a good idea. I hope I will enjoy it. So far I'm really enjoying the first book, so I think everything will turn out alright with the second one. My hopes are very high at least. So I cannot wait. And then of course I also want to finish that series, but that's not going to happen this year. That's just too much. But yeah, I really want to read more Brandon Sanderson books next year because I love them so much, and even though they are intimidating, I think they are worth it. At least I'm saying this after only reading 1.5 Brandon Sanderson books, but yeah, cannot wait to pick this one up as well. So that was it for my end of the year December TBR. There are a couple of books on this list that I'm really sure I'm going to read. A couple of those that I'm not sure I'm going to manage with like time and everything, but in any case, I'm so excited about all of them. I'm in the best reading mood, and I hope that will continue during December and during the end of the year. And please let me know which book I should read first and which book you're excited for to read before the year's over. But then this was it for the end of the video, and I really hope you liked it, and if you did, maybe give it a thumbs up or subscribe if you want to, you know. It would always really help my channel, and as always, I would really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful December, and it's early, but I already hope you have a wonderful holiday month/season, and then I will see you again very soon in my next video. Bye!